Hey guys, it's the third round of the Season 2 Wmwesports here at Hanoi Street Circuit, the Vietnamese Grand Prix. This is our flying lap from Quali. We're doing it on the softs. We're in P4 at the moment and hoping if we can get up to the front row. So as we go in this first sector, we're slightly off our earlier lap time, but it's still a purple, so we're still the fastest person through that first sector. Drop a lot of time, 0.2 of a second going on that sector, and should probably make it clear now. I despise this track. I'm glad that Formula One's not going anywhere near it. It doesn't look as though Formula One will go anywhere near it. Give me Imola, Mugello, Portimao any day over this, but there we are. So hard braking there.
No.
Getting about a 10th just from the hairpin there. So 3/10 down at the moment on Mazda in second place. And I imagine in real life this part may be quite nice to drive. I suppose it's a bit like Suzuka. We nearly 8/10 here. Up on our previous time. Yellow flag, it won't affect us, hopefully. And so we're still 3/10. We stay P4. We don't go any better on our other lap. We save the tyres. So as you can see, P4, 8/10 off pole. It should be a nice battle there for the last podium place come race day. And that's the strategy we've been offered by our engineer, which makes sense, although possibly pot lap 2 sooner than lap 7, depending on what's going on at the time. So we'll jump straight into the race. Red lights, go. So that's not a bad start. We're going to try and get along with that. Mazda sweeps to the right. He's taking Mataman out.
Sorry.
So we're up in P2 at this point, but we've tucked on the inside a little bit, so we're up to P3 already.
That'll be mine.
Who's that red car beyond me?
It'll be interesting to see if we can get anywhere near the leaders after that. We've got to be mindful of Marty behind us.
Go on then, bud.
Whoa, Brown Dog and Fred Stokes.
So that was a pretty good start for us. So we're going to chase Mazda. Mazda and Mini Laverick, who's in the lead, were quite a bit quicker than us in qualifying, so it may be a case of holding on to P3, which, I mean, as I said earlier, I hate this track, so that's not too bad.
Can't someone invite him?
Can't quite get side by side with Mazda. Don't want to lose the front wing, so we let him have the corner.
I will, I've got to go pits.
And so this is a replay of our start. We're on the right, on the second row. We have a pretty good start. Rob behind us has a very good start, and there you can see his Mazda must have wheel spun. We pin Matty a little bit, but we get that corner. We're in P3.
I think at 90% you still get points.
As Matty did have a good run on us there, but we seem to just have a bit more acceleration coming out of that corner. And so lap 1,
Oh, that's cool.
we're already nearly 2 seconds behind the leader.
So I've got to go pits.
Nearly a second behind Mazda, who's in second, but 1.2 seconds ahead of Matty behind us.
You get a load of wheel spin off the start.
Mazda's much quicker than us in this final sector. And come lap 5, my tyres were getting tired. Mazda and Mini were pulling away. So I thought I'd go for quite an alternative strategy. I'll go for the pits now. We've managed the lead back to Matty about 2 seconds, 2.1 seconds until up to lap 5.
The next week's race.
As you can see, we're running low in ERS. The tyres are feeling a bit sorry for themselves. and the leaders are pulling away. So, I mean, a bit of a Hail Mary, but we'll try something. So I know the undercut is quite powerful on this circuit. So, I mean, I don't know where Mazda or Mini Laverick will pit. Who knows? But if we could get in front of them, they will be on stronger tyres. But it's not always the easiest place to overtake here. Obviously, there's a big straight. But other than that, there isn't really a nice, clean overtaking place here. And we've got some good straight line speed, so I mean we can take our chances, and there's likely to be a safety car here. It is a street circuit, so who knows.
Off the line, and he went in front of me as I was getting ahead of him, and he basically went into the rear rim.
So we need to come out here ahead of Rob. That'll be the big thing. We don't want to be held up or have to battle anyone. And so the way the pit lane exits here, it's slap bang in the middle of a corner, so we do get right in front of Rob as we come out. We'll be on much fresher tyres than his softs. And even if he may have DRS there, we're just pulling away anyway. And so by lap 8, Mini Laverick's pitted. We made about 3 seconds of time on him. Mazda went a lap extra. So Mazda's still in the pitch. You can see his dot there, just on the bottom left. And we will come out in ahead of Mazda, so that undercut worked. But he will have much, much fresher tyres than ours at the... And by lap 13 he has caught us. Jeff, our engineer, they're saying that Mazda's catching us by a second a lap. And he will get DRS on this little straight. I can visibly see him and Mirror now coming closer towards me. I run wide there, get all over the curbs, they all get a bit messy. I can see that he's going to try the inside. He gets a much better run off the corner. But what will happen now is we'll get the DRS. So we can come back at him by the end of the straight. So we tap the brake there. A little bit of weaving going on in front of us, but we've got the outside line. And Mazda just drives us clean into the wall, clean to the outside, gives us no room whatsoever to work with. Didn't leave us any space there on the outside, just drove us clean out of road. No damage. And the plan now will be stick with Mazda as much as possible. You can see he's got that 5-second penalty, so he'll have to take that soon. Well, not only that, I imagine we'll be stopping sooner than he is, because he stopped quite a bit later than us, so we'll get the chance at the undercut again. So all is not lost. First looks as though it's never going to happen now. And our gap down to 4th is healthy at the moment. But Mazda will drive away from us now. Much quicker tyres, much quicker anyway. And as you can see, up to lap 14. We're struggling to put the power down. And on to lap 15 now. You can, even in the lap, Mazda's getting 2.5 seconds on us. But there's the VSC.
Time to look at the dog in the next 5 seconds.
And it was Rob, I think, that's dropped out of the race.
tired?
Mazza took me by surprise there, how slow he's going under the VSC. Then I realised he's actually behind.
George Russell.
As you can see, Rob's stricken car there. So he caught a bit on Mazza because of the VSC there. And, you know, if the race finishes as it does now, we get that second place due to that time penalty. So that might be the way forward. Not to battle too hard, just stick to his rear wing.
I've got a busted wing big time, so I've got to take it really, really carefully. Nice big red. Oh, nearly missed the pit.
As we go way wide there.
Aye, aye, aye. We're doing soft shit.
We're definitely losing tyre grip here. This is the normal length of the tyres. Normally you'd stop here, but to make our strategy work, we're going to have to go at least another couple of laps on these tyres. And that's how Mazza's just driving away from us at the moment. It's crazy how long this straight is. I think it's just under 1 whole mile just of straight road.
Why?
And you can see there, it looks as though Mazza's just come from the wall. There's a part of his rear front wing flying right at us. So Mazza's possibly got damage here. And I'd say that's just how slow he's going for these fast S-bends. So we're going to catch up right up to the back of Mazza. And this is our opportunity. This could be second place for us.
Unboxing. Oh, I missed the pits. I have to do a whole.
Oh, and his car looks horrible to try and drive, so he just slipped straight up the inside.
Yeah.
He'll have a longer pit stop than us regardless.
Oh, I had ERS on and DRS.
Because he'll have a 5-second penalty, and I think he'll need to change his wing.
Oh no,
I mean, look, looking in the mirror, you can just see he's got wing damage here, and we're just going to pull away now. So that's P2, hopefully in the bag.
Whoa, I like these SE bits.
yes.
So as we go to lap 19, there's all sorts going on in front of us. So we lap rodders. So tyre life is non-existent at this point. I'm going to box this lap for the softs, and they'll go then till the end of the race. Looking behind me, Matterman on the hards may. I'm not sure when he pitted for them. He may be going to the end on them hards, so we may have to overtake him as the safety car comes out. So that'll make sure we get a free pit stop. And we'll also hopefully be right behind Mini Laverick, and who knows what can happen there. So we pit this lap for a set of softs. And the safety car's coming in on lap 22, but there's a load of back markers separating me and Mini Laverick, so he's about 2.5 seconds ahead already. But luckily it's the same for me. Behind me there's someone, I think it's Metcalf, who's separating me and Skarma. And the safety car dynamics on this game just don't work very well whatsoever. I have a really poor restart there actually. I don't realise everyone's bolted until it's a bit late. But we're just going to hold on to second now.
Oh,
Mazza.
sorry.
As you can see, Skarma's got a 5-second penalty as well. I mean, if he gets near us instead of battling, I'm quite confident he's not going to do a 5-second gap on us between now and the end of the race. So we won't battle him too hard if he does catch us.
Alright, guys.
And look at that mini Laverick, already 4 seconds ahead of us. By the time the first sector, he's completely bolted Sebastian Vettel style. We're not going to get near him. I mean, he doesn't really do mistakes either, so looks as though we can settle into P2. Which is really good considering we had a P2 last time out in Bahrain. And we were P2 hunting for P1 when we crashed out in Australia as well, so as the VSC is out. So moving on to the last lap, lap 28, you can see the Scarmer's right behind us now, in within DRS range. As we go wide there, starting to buckle under the pressure a little bit, starting to panic. I think this will be the first time we have back-to-back podiums, or back-to-back second places at least. There's enough of a gas to Scarmer at this point. But he's closing. And he will be there for the big straight in a minute. So we need to get our traction correct here. So rich fuel. Have very little DRS, but deploy as much of it as we can. It looks as though we've got much better traction coming off that corner than he did. He's starting to catch us now, but I don't think he'll catch us by the hairpin in time. Although he is coming at a rapid pace. And he does look at our inside. And I wasn't sure if that was because he'd forgotten his brake, so I gave him the. I went on the outside, and luckily enough, we didn't make any contact. That would have been gut wrenching on the last lap. And so it's just a case of parking on the apex on each of these turns now, in the third sector, the Suzuka sector. Well done to Mini Laverick. And for the second race in a row, we come in P2. Very, very happy with that, considering I despise this track. That just confirms the result after everyone's come over the line. P2. Well done, Laverick, on driver of the day.
That was the most overtakes from grid.
Oh. And Scarmer, myself and Mini on the podium. Welsh flag on the podium yet again this weekend. So we celebrate with a nice bottle of Moe. Really, really happy with that result. I was a bit anxious coming into it, thinking, oh god, will I be involved in an incident? It's easy to do here, but no, P2. Enjoy the champagne, lad. So give this a like and a subscribe, guys. And we're in China next week. Cheers, thank you.